This is Francesca.
And this is Katja.
Welcome to the first cross-cultural Diwaniya podcast.
Are you ready?
Let's Diwaniya.
So today we are going to talk about free time in Kuwait, what to do, where to go, how to find activities and information.
So Katja, you moved here by yourself after an experience in India. And can you please tell us, what did you do in your free time while in Kuwait, and how did you find certain activities?
Oh yeah, that's a big question. First of all, at least the time when I was living in Kuwait, the main source for like activities, like information and advertisement is in Instagram. So there are certain pages that are promoting classes or like some apps. They might change over time, so I don't feel that's like relevant to share in this specific time of our life. But if you're moving to a new country, it's always worthwhile to ask people what are the main sources where you can find events. For me, I really wanted to find dance classes, and before I moved to Kuwait, I was googling like randomly like dance classes, solo dance classes in Kuwait, and I was quite shocked about the prices. It was like 3 times more than in my country here. Thinking about using like 50 euro for a 1 hour dance class sounds like super much and like too much, even though your salary in Kuwait is higher than here. So it's like relatively maybe same level when you're comparing the living costs. So I found some classes, and then I just Googled the way, and it was the winter time, so I was able to walk there like maybe like 5 kilometer I needed to walk, and I felt such a Finnish person. I was like, I will save this 10 euro of taxi if I'm walking there.
That is not cheap. For
Exactly.
people who might have visited Asian countries, I can talk about China. Like 10 euros, like drive is like quite, like you can get quite far, like even if saying from the city center to the airport, we would spend, I don't know, 30 euros, like top, but also like in a very luxurious van
Mhm.
with all the like comforts.
Exactly.
And yeah, here it's quite pricey. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can feel you like
Yeah.
even saying like, oh, I want to do like some hobbies and free time, and I'm already paying for for that precious hour. And so maybe you want to try to save
Yeah.
on the logistics. So yeah, and so
And it
you
was,
walked 5 kilometers.
yeah. And then I made like, okay, I can walk there, but then I'll take taxi back home. So it was like, then it felt like, okay, I can pay for this amount of money. Um, Something that I wasn't prepared to experience when I went to the dance class, that I'm seeing like women who are wearing niqab in their outdoor life or outside of the dance class. They will come to the class, and some of them are like just changing to the sports clothes that I'm, as a Western person, I'm used to see when girls are exercising. So that was something like a slight shock for me, since it was the first time I was living in an Arab country.
And what would you say to the people, because there are many people saying that, oh, there is nothing to do in Kuwait, so
Yeah.
boring. What would you do? Because this is a talk that comes from the part of knowing that here you don't have clubs, you can't drink,
Yeah.
and so AKA no party.
Yeah.
So what would you say to these people? Because to be honest, personally, I do not feel there is nothing to do,
Mm,
like the contrary.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's coming more about exploring new ways of having your free time. For me, clubbing is nothing I'm interested currently in my life anyway, so it wasn't an issue. But somehow hearing people talking about some events or some activities, that's the key. So it all comes to the first episode when we were talking about how to make friends abroad. Like you really need to start to mingle with people. And I think, for example, you, since you came with the partner and you have, for example, an embassy in Kuwait, would you like to tell what that gives to you or what options you might have?
Yeah, I would say that for nationalities with embassy here, they should really keep in touch and follow their page, website, because they do really organize
Mm,
fun activities. Of course, is what you say, when you come to these type of places and you were used to have only your hanging out with going for a drink or going to dance party and all that, okay, just forget about that
mm,
and embrace other type of activities. They
exactly.
can be like sports activities, events about like gatherings,
Yeah,
eating together, going for a picnic, or again with the embassy, like cultural
yeah,
activities. They organize many concerts or even events like about getting to know other people from other embassies, so other
exactly.
nationalities. Like the event about like the getting to know the languages of all the European
Yeah.
countries, with the representatives for each stand
Mm,
and each country. Like my embassy invited in well, a few months ago, they invited like a lyric singer and a pianist, and
wow.
so they, and all these event guys are free of charge.
Mm,
Okay, of course,
that's
if
nice.
there are like gatherings where it's involved eating and spending a lot of hours in some place, of course,
Mm,
like there is gonna be a fee, but it's always something quite affordable,
hmm.
because they don't like, of course they organize everything for the
Yeah,
embassy, maybe they even get good prices with the places, because every
yeah,
year they go to the same restaurant
right.
and so on. So I've tried really good places thanks to this, and I've met people. And it's not that when you go, let's say you go to the Italian embassy party
Mm,
or gathering, it doesn't mean there are going to be 100% Italian people over there. Like I also met people from other countries, because this is something common here, going to events also of other embassies,
yes.
like to network, to, yeah, you meet new people and just spend a nice day
Mm,
together. I remember one in particular, they rented this tiny park, let's say, and then they arranged with a company games. So like
nice.
outdoor games.
Hmm.
I don't know, like throwing balls to
Mm,
the to something, and games with water,
uh,
games with I don't know, volleyball and all that. Just you would pay a fee to get in, and then
mm,
people would just decide where to go and what to play, or just sitting having a tea
yeah,
with dates,
yeah,
and just spending a whole afternoon in that way. And
mm,
this is a way to have fun here.
yeah.
I know that it's not something that I've experienced yet.
Hmm.
Katya, you have been to the desert, and this is
Yes,
something
my
very
favorite.
nice that I really, I must do,
Mm.
maybe this winter. And what can you tell us about that?
Yes, let's move to the Kashta and camping part. In Kuwait, the desert is kind of like closed during summer, so the roads are literally blocked. The bridge is like they close some parts for the summer because it's not allowed to go there in the hot season. And like last spring, when it started to turn into springtime, they like people in Kuwait they try to ask the I don't know who is regulating it, but the people who are saying this is the last day of desert.
People who are saying that.
Yeah, so
No,
stupid.
no, but I like that, because for us it's a true feeling. Because guys, like, it's not that here we have like such a knowledge of all the government and
Exactly.
entities, right?
Yeah,
Like we know
exactly.
that someone says a season is open and season is over. That's
Yeah.
it. With
And it's in
someone in
Instagram
there.
also.
Yeah.
So they were like asking if the season can be a little bit longer since it wasn't so hot yet. But somehow if I remember correctly, they anyway closed the desert, and then it it just like in my mind, that's something I cannot understand because in my nearby nature, what I have forest here, it's open 24/7 every day in the year. Like you cannot close the gates to the forest. Like we don't have that kind of culture or like structure in Finland, but also in India, the parks where I was like going for a walk, like huge areas, they had like gates, and then I learned only by going there, like, oh my goodness, I have only 1 hour left, and then they will close the gates, and that was something I haven't experienced before because the nature is kind of safe in Finland. Like you would, if you really go to the like up north, maybe there is like untouched area and there are more like wilderness and wild animals, but the close by nature is so safe that we don't need to have gates and that sort of things. So back to the desert. So in Arabic, if you're having a picnic either in the ground in the grass or in the desert, you are calling it as a keshta, Kashta. I think it's the written format.
Something
And
like that.
I really love the word. I'm like, that's why I was emphasizing how to write it because it was the first new words I started to hear when I moved. Like people were talking about like soon is the Kesta season, and I was like, what is this? What do you mean? And then when they were explaining, it's basically a picnic as a Western person can imagine in your mind. Like you have the blanket, you bring food, but when you transform the experience to the desert, then you need to bring more equipment with you. If you are on your like own group, you are not going to a ready built camp. Like there are two options. You can go on your own if you know the like kind of a safe places or like spots that are like commonly used on people's own way. So you need to have most probably, or at least it's helpful if you have a like a fabric-ish kind of a windshield. So you are
Hmm.
like having a hammer and then click, 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 and making like a kind of a shield for the wind because it's windy in the desert. Especially you go there in the nighttime. So in the night it's usually more colder and windier. So that was the first thing I learned that okay, you need to like build up something, and then uh, if you're making a fire, then having woods or something to make a proper fire and like a real fire is something I think I've never seen this much of like fireplaces in my life. Like I have spent so many nights and evenings in the desert with my different groups of friends that I'm really missing it. Like the feeling that it's like a rabbit hole. Is that the word in English? Like a saying in like you just lost time. Somehow you're
Yeah.
watching the fire, talking with people around you, maybe playing some games or like we had some card games or just talking. It's like, oh, 5 hours later, what happened? Like, how did this happen? Like I really enjoyed. It's something calm, and as a Finnish person, I enjoy the nature, even though it's just a ground. Like there is not the dunes, something that I was relating to the desert. That was like I was so disappointed at the beginning.
Exactly. Good, Katja, that you mentioned that. Let's specify for our listeners that the desert here in Kuwait is more like the rock one.
Yeah.
It's not like the sand and dunes that people are used to see in
Mm.
the commercials, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Or
That type
movies.
of desert, I think you can find it in Emirates, in some part of
Mm.
Emirates,
In Oman
Saudi
also.
Arabia, right?
Mm-mm. Yeah, in Oman.
Where did you mention? Sorry.
Oman.
Oman, I think also Bahrain has
Hmm.
a small desert, like with dunes.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the Kuwaiti desert is literally like the Iraqi one, like
Hmm.
same. Like maybe having only they only have a hill,
Yeah,
if I'm
like
not wrong.
it's
Yeah,
like
the only
270 or
hill.
60 meters high from the sea level. And when I was signing into this like hike trip with my friends. They were sending me some like Instagram post which was in Arabic. So some like advertisement is only in Arabic, but I was happy to and lucky to have people who spoke the language. So they were saying that there is this event, we are going to for a hike, and then we are gonna have like a fireplace and an evening, and they provide some like snacks there and burgers. So I was like, okay, let's go. And then I quite clearly still remembered my hiking trip in Nepal, like maybe half year ago. And when I was seeing like this small hill, I was like, okay, yeah.
What is this? I've been on Mount Everest. What is it?
My mind was somewhere else, like remembering the day and hour long, like just walking up and higher and higher. And I was like, okay, this is maybe 5 minutes up and then you are coming down. But it was really nice because I didn't know we even had like a small hill in Kuwait. So
Yeah,
it's worth of
exactly.
visiting. Like if you're Googling like the highest peak in Kuwait, you will find this
You will
spot.
find a hill. And yeah, this is just like the example of how people adapt based on what they
Yeah,
have, right? If they want to
exactly.
go on a hike for a hike in Kuwait, you
Yeah,
only have that, and so
yeah.
you will you will
Yeah.
do that.
And come on, it's a desert country. What can you expect? Like, let's be realistic also. And some,
Yeah,
like, one detail, if you're going to the desert and you somehow forgot something really important, like food-wise, or like the, like, some relatively important things, there will be like small trucks that are selling like food and beverages and matchsticks if you forgot, and basically everything that you would need there. So that's also a nice detail. Like
like
people
for
are,
emergencies.
yeah. And of course they are trying to make you need more. Like, oh, maybe I want to have more chocolate or chips, or because this is something that's not really Finnish. Like in Arabic culture in general, the uh, offerings is a big thing. Like when you're going to gatherings with the people, you should always bring food with you. Like that's maybe like the biggest thing that I struggled in a way that I just forgot that I should like bring something with me. And then like my Arabic friends, they were just like, no, Katja, you are our friends. Like don't talk about like when I was verbalizing this, my embarrassment. They were just like, no, you are our friend. And guests, you are like not allowed to bring anything. But then they were bringing like huge amount of like things and food and drinks and everything, and I'm like just sitting there like feeling super embarrassed. Like, should I trust this or should I still like next time bring something with me? And eventually I started to bring like food as a gesture of appreciation as well.
This is a bit the cross-cultural part that we kind of like trying to vocalize and promote with this podcast.
Mm,
Regarding the free time, I want to say that I believe that different cultures and different countries they value the free time in a different way,
correct.
and it's not only like how they spend it, and it's even like the meaning of having it is
Yes.
different.
Yeah.
Like as an Italian, I know that the biggest thing that comes to mind when talking about free time in Italy is like the dolce far niente,
Hmm.
right? Like just slow living and enjoying the moment, maybe just having a coffee and looking at the sea, or just like that type of lifestyle.
Hmm.
Even though I have to say, yeah, this is the kind of like the marketing of the
Yeah.
Italian lifestyle, I think.
Hmm.
um, Personally, in my family, I to be honest, I never experienced that. Well, yeah, maybe if you consider just having a stroll and a walk by the seaside, or you go in a village and you just walk, you go to grab like an ice cream or something like that. Yes, but if I think about my parents, or yeah, my grandparents, for them the free time, it was never free time. They always wanted
Yes.
to be somehow productive. Like
Mm.
example, like my in my family is a lot that think of the DIY stuff. So
Mm.
either like my dad is building something
Yes.
like with wood, or taking care of the vegetable garden, and my mom same. Like recently they sent me the pictures that during summer uh, they started to dry out at the sun, like cherry tomatoes, grapes, and figs. And yeah, for them that was like their free time, you know, like so
Exactly.
this is.
That's so interesting to hear that you have noticed in your like parents' generation is also this idea of I need to be on move all the time. Like that's giving you meaning, and maybe sometimes it's not so healthy, but most of the time it's something people enjoy, like seeing a concrete result what they are doing.
Yeah, definitely my family is like that.
Yes, mine too.
And sometimes I felt kind of like the guilt of not having, maybe like filling my free time with something somehow
Yes.
productive, like
Mm-hmm.
a productive hobby, you know, like,
Mm.
and not having the luxury of having just like a hobby and that's it, and that it doesn't even have a
Yeah,
goal in the end.
exactly.
And but yeah, I want to say this because I think that many people think that Italians, they just maybe eat and stay and
True.
stare at the sky or something
Yeah,
like
that's the
that.
stereotype I have. Like you're just enjoying like fashion clothes and like nice fabrics and new shoes and just like having the espresso and
Definitely, there are people like that. Like
Mhm.
you can find the stereotype for real.
Yeah,
Like if it exists somehow, like
yeah,
is there someone to
yeah,
really prove that?
exactly.
But it's not. I feel that it's not the majority
Hmm.
of people, I would
Yeah.
say. But yeah, we definitely like having these gatherings with family, maybe
Hmm.
on Sundays, or just for special occasions.
Hmm.
And the biggest thing, it goes around the cooking. During the morning, usually you start in the morning to cook for like
Yes.
this family big lunch, and
Nice.
and everything is around eating and drinking
Yeah.
and that.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
feel
cute.
that this is what. Sorry, Katya.
Like this is so cute. I'm just like, oh, I wish I can experience that kind of a thing because we don't have it here.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I wanted to ask you right now, because I feel that this type of Italian free time is somehow similar to the Arabic one. I mean, Kuwaitis, if you think about, they have gatherings, either if
Mm.
there are Diwaniyas,
Yeah.
so like having a sort of tea time chatting,
Yes.
also gatherings with the family during,
Mm.
especially like on Fridays. Either they go to have like this big breakfast, all the families, you can see it
Mm.
in restaurants,
Yes.
definitely on Friday mornings, or at home. And the family is a very big part of the like free time, like
It is true.
traditionally.
Yeah. It is
But what
like
about
the
for
mm,
Finnish people? Like, do you have like a traditional thing to do in your free time that involves
people.
this type of things?
Like, do you do something together? We are really individualistic culture, and something that makes people come together is sauna. Like when I was a child, our like Saturday evening, it's quite typical and traditional that people go to sauna with their family members when on a Saturday evening. At least in the childhood, that's something. If you have a sauna, obviously, but for example, my family we had a own actually two saunas, like indoors and then and separate like sauna building, which was like built like 100 years ago or so. So it's like a different
Wow.
experience. Yeah. So
Wow, super
sauna is something
interesting.
that's connecting people, and it's something like, okay, now we go there and time to relax. And even though it's not about talking too much, but like being in the same space together, that's even more important, I guess. So
Do
the
you have
tone is so different. Like what you were describing is something like energizing. I felt like your body was like going forward,
Yes.
and I'm just leaning back and sitting in the sauna, like, ah, okay.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, do you have like a ritual, like surrounding the part of the sauna, going
Yeah,
together
sauna.
in the sauna? I don't know, like having something to eat before or later, or is there something you have to bring or not? Or
uh, it's different traditions. Like some people, if you go to the public saunas, there is like a small grill you can bring like sausages, and like quite traditional and stereotypical way is to have a beer in sauna and
oh,
eat the sausage. That's the like super stereotypical way. If you don't drink beer or eat meat, then you can just have water or soda or whatever. Like, definitely you need to drink something because you will be sweating. So that's the biggest thing. And then some of my friends there are saying they have like sauna chips, like they bring the chips into the sauna. So it's like it's really like people have their own traditions what they are doing. I don't eat in sauna, for example, myself, but if it's winter and I'm at my home, like my childhood home, and there is this outdoor sauna, you can, and there is snow, you can go after sauna, you go outside and roll in the snow. So that is something like uh, you
this is
want to have the
something.
cold and the hot, and then
Yeah, this is
something
something
different.
that I really want to experience one
True.
day.
Yes. Welcome to Finland.
In China, Katja, I remember that people spend their free time a lot in public spaces. They like to be in groups, and so if you would go to the park, you will see many people either dancing
Mm.
or practicing tai chi
Yeah,
or
yeah,
exercising, but all in public spaces,
yeah.
and you can join these groups. Like you, even as a foreigner, you
Mm-hmm.
just walk by and you just say, oh,
Nice.
hi, can I join? They will
Mm-hmm.
be so welcoming. And you can just follow the leader and then you
Yeah,
dance with all like,
nice.
most of all, they're like older people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I feel this is another thing that I would like to say. uh, yes, like in Italy we have this tradition, and like staying with the family all together.
Mm-hmm.
Also here in Kuwait, in China, also going dancing in these public spaces.
Mm.
But I feel that the younger generation is getting more out of this circle of traditions.
Mm.
um, I am, I don't know. I feel that I belong into that part of group of appreciating a bit like the tradition, but
Mm.
also valuing my time
Yeah,
alone. By
yeah,
myself
exactly.
or with my partner or just
Yeah.
like with some friends.
Mm.
I don't like that thing to feel it as a duty, like
Yeah,
that my
right.
free time should be spent like
Mm.
what my, I don't know, my mom wants me to spend it,
Yeah.
because then it's not going to be my free time, right?
Yeah.
And I feel that many people, maybe a little bit everywhere around the
Mm.
world, they're spending their free time with video games.
Yes, I think that's something that's more and more popular. But about this duty to like be connected with people, I think it's a little bit opposite to a Finnish person. Like I was just talking with my friends that in Arab cultures and in Asian cultures, I really actually started to like the idea that people are every day calling with their parents. I don't want to have that kind of a connection with my parents. It's like it's not working since we are not used to that. But I really started to appreciate that people are all the time on some level they understand what's going on in their lives. And then I talked with my one friend just yesterday that Actually, I now can say it out loud that I feel a little hesitant to contact with my friends like every day or even every second day because I feel shy and I have this thought like I'm bothering them. Like I don't want to be a burden to
Mm.
my friends. So let's step backwards. And I think that is something that like in Asian cultures, I don't know in Italy, do you understand this feeling or is it something that's not
I
touching you?
I think that I can understand what you mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I can tell you something. I feel quite different from like the average Italian
Yeah.
standard behavior.
Yeah.
As I, of course, I've discussed this with either my Italian friends or
Yeah.
my partner or my family. As I am a person who values a lot like the alone time, like the
Mm.
me time. Okay, maybe that is because I moved abroad when I was very
Yes, yes,
young by
right.
myself. Okay,
Hmm.
so I developed this natural skill for me,
Yeah.
and I've learned like how to. Maybe at first I didn't like it, and then I start to really like it and appreciate
Hmm.
it. And today, like I couldn't live without it. Okay.
Yes.
Um, but I know that there are some people who actually uh, like the fact that other people are always interested in them.
Mm.
But I mean, I don't want to criticize that. It's just that I prefer to follow like my true feeling. So
Of course.
what do I do? Basically, I think about you for real, and I'm truly interested in knowing how you are and how what you have been up to
Yeah.
lately, and then I write to you. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to feel forced
Yes.
to do that if I don't really feel
Yeah.
it, even though I know that maybe for you is nice
Yeah. Yeah.
to feel that other people want to know what you're doing,
Mm.
etc., etc. But uh, you know,
Hmm.
like it's a matter of boundaries, right, in the end.
Right. It
And this
is.
is
Yeah.
something that you always mentioned, and
Hmm.
I've noticed a lot, that for the culture where you come from, that's how you basically base your entire system is
Yeah.
on personal boundaries, like
Yeah.
in a sometimes in an extreme way. I
Yeah.
see it because coming from Italy and also
Yeah.
visiting other countries, I can say that
Yeah.
it's quite unique.
It is.
But I think that is, if you are using that system, is because it works somehow
Mm. And also
for
the
your
systems,
needs.
and sometimes you need to shake the system and like be critical. Like, is this something everybody is enjoying, or we just somehow learn to do it?
I love that. I love
Mm.
this.
I
Like
know.
this is my
Like,
like the my life motive, you know? Like
same.
I want that. I want to confront myself. I want
Mm.
always to ask like what I'm doing, is it
Yeah.
like working or not? Should
Mm.
I change this? Should I
Yeah.
change that? And amazing,
Mm.
amazing. And regarding the fact that those friends of yours, the Arabic ones,
Mm.
they were chatting with their parents like every day. I would
Mm.
say that for me, I don't call my parents every day,
Yeah.
but yeah, but definitely at least one message just saying, "Oh, hi, morning, is everything all right?" Yes, yes, that's it. There are some days that
Okay.
just like I don't know, checking up, like, "Is
Yeah.
everything all right?" Yeah, okay, okay,
I
bye,
like
bye.
that
You know,
also.
like
I'm like,
just simple.
yeah, exactly. I've started to do this kind of things with my friends every now and then, so I'm like trying to bring something good with me when I'm adjusting my life back here in Finland. But I think that is like when we are talking about free time and how to spend it, especially in Kuwait, it's come to the social connections. Like it's highly tied with the different gatherings and such. But like I would like to for the last topic of our this episode, I would like to talk our shared hobby, what we discovered somehow randomly when we found the Yarmouk Cultural Center.
Yes, the famous Yarmouk Cultural Center. Guys, what is it? It is a cultural center
Mm.
where the owner, I guess, is like a family, right?
Yeah, yeah, the
Owning
ruler
the
family members.
Exactly, owning the cultural center. They organize a whole season of concerts and anything about show. So you go there through the autumn, winter, and spring, and once a week, or even more actually,
More,
because we
yeah,
used to go once a week. They
exactly.
had the concerts from different embassies. So
Yeah.
each embassy would invite one musician or singer to perform here in Kuwait. And all the events, guys, are for free. So
Only
you
the
just go there.
taxi driver.
Yeah, only the taxi drive. That is going to be expensive. And actually, it's going to cost as going to the theater in Italy. Huh?
Yeah,
I
right.
can tell you, I would buy in Milan, like the cheapest ticket to go to theater was 15 euros per person.
Mm,
And I can
amazing.
tell you, with 15 euros, you don't go the both ways with the taxi
Yeah.
to Yarmouk Center, guys.
Yes, from Salmia, where like most
Yeah.
expats lives.
Yeah, from
That's like,
Salmia,
yeah.
exactly. So somehow you're gonna pay the ticket,
Yes.
but it's gonna be worth it, super
Yeah.
worth it. Every time we would go with Katja, we would be so excited and
Yeah.
pleased and so grateful after that hour, because in the
Mm.
end, the performance was always 1 hour.
Yeah, one
Do
hour.
you
Yes,
remember?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun fact, at 9 p.m., they actually kind of
Yeah.
like tell
Yeah.
you
It's
to
over,
leave.
closed,
Yeah.
which is really like it's so un-Arabic because usually everybody is staying up all night. So I was like, this is almost like in Finland, like it's time to sleep. Goodbye.
Bye, thank you. You have to go now.
Yeah. But when we started to talk like how to spend time in Kuwait, I think, for example, in my case, I really needed to expand my expectations and be curious to try something new. I have never been this kind of a person who enjoys going to a concerts or anything like that. I was like, so boring. I want to use my body. I want to like move or dance or do some craft or whatever. Like basically just like creating something. But then like observing and just sitting down and enjoying something like really really talented people are giving to you, it was such a big learning curve to me. I was like, okay, this is good.
It is amazing. Like for me, I've started to go to theater in my late 20s,
Hmm.
and yeah, like I'm just simply like I'm so fascinated by the performers and the like, and every time it just gives me something. It adds up something beautiful inside, and I understand. You know, when people talk about art and how important art is for
Yeah.
humanity,
Hmm.
and are in those moments, I truly understand the meaning of those
Yeah,
words.
right.
Because guys, it's not like, yes, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful going to the movie theater, you watch a movie, whatever,
Mm,
great TV shows today, come on.
yeah.
The live performance is just amazing
Yeah, next
art.
level. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in.
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow us and share it with a friend. And join us again next time for more stories and real talks.
Until then, we hope you do stay curious and stay connected and keep your global mind alive. Bye.
Bye. Welcome to the very. Oh, Madonna. This is Francesca.
And this is Katja.
Why
No, 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 no,
because
no.
of fairy.
Until then,
No, because I want to say the more stories and real talk.
whoop, whoop.